So the next question that we have is, how can we market our grief services to differentiate from the others that do not have it? Well, my recommendation would be have it as one of your key differentiators. So I like to suggest to have at least three main differentiators that you can use in your advertising or on the phone. And if you're talking to people and say it's a pricing call, and one of the other questions that we'll have in a few minutes, we'll talk more about price shoppers. But if you have someone on the phone and they are, they say, well, how much does a funeral cost? One of the things, and Mike Kubasek always used to say, you want to make sure that you ask them 3 questions before you give out any prices. So one of the questions that I would suggest here would be, are you aware of the grief services that we provide to all families? And let them answer, yes or no. They're probably going to say no. And then you can start to talk a little bit more about it. Oh, well, let me tell you about our grief services. We're the only ones in the city that offer this type of grief service. We feel that the funeral is the first step to the healing process. And you might then talk with them and foster a conversation that gets far away from prices. So that would be how I would use it. Have it as one of those points on the phone, or one of the main bullet points that you have, and try to name it something specific. So I've seen things like our olive branch grief services, or maybe something there's like a spiritual term, but just don't say our grief services. Make it something unique. And you can always drop the hint that that others don't offer that same. Or you can say, if you're checking with other funeral homes, ask them about their grief services as well, knowing that they're not going to have it. They're not going to have any.